PS5 Pro has a larger 2TB SSD, and that can fit a lot of games. Here I installed 21 of some big PS5 titles. But what if you double that storage to 4TB with this? Well, now you can fit a whopping 56 games. That might be the long-term sweet spot for a lot of gamers. Expansion storage can be expensive, but this 2TB isn't bad. This one's from Timetec. They did send me this, and they are the sponsors of this video. No matter how big of a drive Sony puts into their consoles, you'll eventually run out. Adding some extra storage is perhaps the easiest and best upgrade for any PS5, including the new PS5 Pro. It's a simple process really. Turn off that console, be sure to unplug all the wires, lay your console horizontally in this position with the front facing you, the bottom where the horizontal feet attach as well as where the disk drive goes, that is facing up. You're gonna need to lift this top plate up and away to snap it off. Right here on the back corner is that SSD expansion slot. Undo this screw to remove the metal cover plate. Remove this spacer. I'm gonna take my 2TB Timetec SSD and install it right here. Just pay attention to that white heatsink facing up. Now take that spacer and screw we removed earlier and use it to secure that SSD. Put the metal cover back on, snap on the top cover again. Now you can go back and plug your console, all the wires, power it on, and as soon as it's turned on, the console is really gonna give you this message. The PS5 recognizes the SSD and needs to format it for it to be usable. Click next, and after a few seconds, you're ready to go. The PS5 also did a speed test at this point, and you can see how this drive, the Timetec drive, is fairly quick. Let's now go into the settings. We go into storage and show off that empty 2TB of fresh space. Notice how the amount available is actually a little bit larger than 2TB. So I mean, there's no false advertising here with Timetec. Now it's time to fill up our entire console with some games. I'm gonna be downloading a lot of games now. For a lot of people, telling them 2TB, well, that's just a number. What does it really mean in terms of gaming? How many games can you fit before you're out of space? Well, on that 2TB internal storage that the console has, I installed 21 games. You can see the full list here. Some of these are fairly large games, around or over 100 gigs. I did keep about 37 gigabytes of free space, and you really need to do that for all the updates and game save files. Otherwise, you're just gonna run into issues. Now up next is that 2TB expansion we just installed, and on that I can install another 35 games. Here's a full list of those additional ones and also showing the sizes. For most gamers, that's a total of 56 games. That's plenty for maybe 90% of PS5 owners. Even me, someone that plays a lot of games, pretty much every game that comes out I gotta play it. This is enough for me. This is good enough. This 2TB drive from Timetec is affordable as well, costing a fraction of what some of the other brands cost, and it comes with included heatsink. It's all specially designed for the PS5. If you're looking to add storage to your PS5, do check them out. Links are in the description below. I honestly think that 2TB is the sweet spot in terms of the cost and storage space. I mean, you can go all out and spend over $1,000 on an 8TB, but that's not really gonna get you much in terms of value, and you're really going to struggle to fill a total of 10 terabytes. Most of those games will likely just kind of sit there on your drive and you'll never play them. Let me know what you think. What is the sweet spot in terms of adding more storage to a PS5 Pro that already has 2 terabytes? Would you go with 1 terabyte, 2, 4, or 8?